welcome. We are starting a new season and kind of like a new podcast here on the channel. So this is just like the first episode. We'll get everything worked out. Ham, welcome to the show. Pops in right during the intro. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Perfect timing. You killed
What it is. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
No, I can't hear you, but I hear you.
Okay, cool. How you doing, PK?
What's good?
Chilling. How you doing, Carlo?
Pretty good. Keep myself warm here in Florida. It's like,
with a nice YouTube sweater, huh?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it fits, right? Like, I mean, it gives me some little style here, in Orlando.
That's what's up. Okay.
So we're back. Hey, what's up, John? So we're back. We're kind of restarting the podcast a little bit to talk more than just games because there's so many game podcasts. So we want to cover games, but we want to cover pop culture, everything else, and I want to cover also all these events that we go to and things like that. So welcome to the show, PK. What's going on, man?
That's not how we do this. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone that coming through, watching this now, watching this later. Happy New Year. Hope everything goes well. This is 2025, brand new. Your boy is back. I know I've been gone a while, and I know you all miss me, and I get it. I love you all too. Welcome to the most electrifying channel in all entertainment. It's your boy PK, and yes, I am back. And thank you for coming through, Ham Solo. This is the always administrator that will come in and do a plug whenever you need one, aka plug mean not what you think. But I'm good. Listen, I had a good time. I seen some good movies, played some good games, and some great experiences. We had a lot of releases. Maybe we can tune back and just kind of talk about those too. So hopefully we get into that. Anyways, go ahead, bro. What's up with you, Ham?
If you're passing it over to me, what I've been up to, man, I've been like, you want to know like the past week, the past month, the past year, like what you want to know?
Just let's talk about it. Brand new. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Yobi.
2025. So we just talking about that then. I, as of lately, started my own little morning show, which shout out to Yobi. He's been a dope player in the game with my shows in the morning. He's been popping on and saying what's up. I started a little call-in show that people can come through and, spit their piece or, talk about the topics that I'm talking about or whatnot. And that's, I started that literally this week, Monday of this week. And it's going to be a Monday through Friday kind of thing because I have to get up in the morning to get my daughter ready for school anyways, right? I got to get up in the morning to get my daughter ready for school. I don't have anything I usually need to do until noon, right? Like that's when I start to do like do my little side hustle and stuff that I got going on. But like between the time that I get my daughter ready for school and noon, I have nothing to do. Right. So I was just like, what am I going to do with that time? So I was just like, like half the time I find myself sitting down playing video games and watching news and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I could probably use my time better than that. So I started doing my show. And I do that Monday through Friday, 9:30 Eastern till about 11:30, sometimes not till 11:30, until like 12:30. Sometimes it's about 3 hours. Sometimes about like today was about 4.5 hours. Today, and people just kept coming through. Sir X-Man came through. General Spartan came through. Dope brother. Let's see. Yobi came through. Obviously, we were talking about the 20 things that were dope about CES that this dude posted on Twitter. And we were talking about the, what we're gonna eventually be talking about here shortly. We talked about all sorts of stuff, but that's what I've been doing channel wise. As for gaming, I beat a ton of games recently. Like Indiana Jones was one of them that I beat fairly recently. let's see, what was the what is it? I never played, and I finally played and beat BioShock 1 and 2, and I'm on Infinite now.
Okay.
I beat those just like a couple weeks ago, both of them. And then I just recently got back into Far Cry because I really like my co-op games, right? So Far Cry 6 with my cousin Matt, and then my brother Matt likes games, which is a different person. I've been playing Far Cry 5 with him, and then basketball usually every night before I go to sleep, just because I like basketball. But that's it. That's Ham Solo. There you go.
Nice. Sounds like you've been keeping yourself busy, which is good news. And Indiana
Yes.
Jones, man, what a great game that was, right? I couldn't
Mhm.
stop playing that. Like as soon as I picked it up, I had to finish it all the way through. Like I just wanted to continue the story. It was so good. Ah, man, that was amazing. But man, the first topic I want to get into, and there's some people disappointed. PK is not one of those people disappointed about this. He said, good, and he doesn't like Bumblebee as the main character. But Transformers, man, they canceled the game.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's too bad.
That's PK sentiment too. He's like, you know what? Oh well, they weren't making it great anyway. So move on. Let's get some of the older IPs back and put
I
them in
mean,
Game Pass.
if I'm being honest, it wasn't that hyped. Like
That's
I didn't see
fair.
a whole lot of into this to right now. I don't see a whole lot of people freaking out about it, right? Like that, it's like dang because it's another thing in the industry that fell flat, right? And it's not cool to see, but I mean, of 2025, that wasn't one game I was even thinking about.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I gotta agree with you. I didn't even know. I forgot about it until they posted that announcement that was canceled. I was like, oh, that's right. They were making a Transformers game. Man, I
See,
forgot about this.
that's tragic.
It is. It's tragic.
well, part of it, you're not really a Transformers fan, so it's not like
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Listen,
you
listen. I'm a
follow.
generation. I'm a
No,
Generation One
you're a
and a Bayformers
generation.
fan.
You're a generation. Uh, the was it the live action trash mod? What is it? What we call that? The trash mod of live action.
The
That's your
Bayformers,
fan.
right? The
Yeah, the
Bayformers.
Bayformers.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go. Yeah,
yeah. That's
that's
good. No,
your.
I liked it.
Yeah, I know. That's why you don't know.
Bumblebee should be a Camaro in my book.
Relax. Right.
Oh, PK, he's out here
Um.
telling me no.
So look, put it this
I
way.
actually
I'm
feel
not gonna
bad
sit
more
here and
about
say
what
it's the most
Yobi
hype
just
thing
posted.
because what they showed wasn't inspiring. All right. I didn't like the game direction myself, but I would say that I did like the story, the concept of, you know, basically some things they can't handle came down, like the Quintessons or whatever. And, they kind of the factions had to join forces to deal with it, but I didn't like the direction of it. Honestly, it's time to go ahead. High Moon Studios works for Xbox. Let's go ahead and reignite and revive War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and let them go ahead and make uh that third game that they always meant to do instead of just being support for Call of Duty. Please, let's do it. Um, so I won't say I'm disappointed, but I will say this is an opportunity. Let's get High Moon Studios back to what they do best, and let's get them to be as creative as they were before. That made the most critically acclaimed Transformer games of all time. Let's do it. At the end of the day, there's no loss for a terrible game. However, we would love to see the delisted Transformers War, Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron come back to Game Pass and go ahead and make that third game. Uh,
Okay.
so at the end of the day, I'm ready for the. I'm ready. I would say I'm ready for. I'm ready for us to just kind of rejuve and stop. and I won't call it a cash grab game, right? But I would say that there has been a lot of those and a lot of failures because they're trying to jump on the same. It's like there's some sort of train of we got to do this lot games and service uh, type of situation, and that doesn't always work. Doesn't mean you can't do multiplayer. It's just these they're not named. They're not uh, known for their multiplayer, so it just ain't gonna work. At the end of the day, that's how I feel about it. I'm not super disappointed in that. I mean, it feels bad that these people are affected. Their livelihood is affected, right? Their jobs and they put a lot of money and effort into this game for 3 years, and here it is. They could not continue, so that's sad. So I feel bad for them. Shout out to them and their family. Hopefully, they can recover for that. Outside of that, as far as the game, you know, it's kind of like looking at Blade. I I hope Blade
Uh,
I hope Blade doesn't turn out to be some kind of stealth game because it's you know what I mean. Like, don't do that. We not don't do that. Okay.
well, while we're on it, right? Let's talk about Blade because it seems like that there's some issues going on with the movie at Marvel. Like they greenlight it, they're working on it, and then like
Wait,
people
are we talking
leave
about the movie or the game?
the movie, and then they get people back in, and then it goes on like an indefinite hiatus. So I have some concerns because I really want a Blade movie and I want a good one. But if Blade gets stalled anymore or ends up getting canceled, how is this going to affect the Blade game? Do you think this is going to have an impact on the Blade game? Do you think that they were kind of trying to figure out, okay, well, the movie's coming out, so the game's going to have a little hype behind it, and then bam, there's some ongoing issues with the movie being produced. You guys think that's an issue at all?
You can take it first shot at it. So Han Solo, go ahead, man. Ham Solo, Han Solo. Let's get it. What you got? I don't think he cares.
Man, yeah,
He's
for Blade. I mean, I just more or less just want a good actor to hit to take the role first. Like, I want to start there, right? Because it seems like that's kind of part of the issue is just like casting and like kind of not just casting, but also just buying into what you're selling. And it doesn't really feel like they're buying into their own product right now. So us fans on the outside looking in are like, even me, that's not like a huge follower of Marvel and all these different movies. I'm more of a TV show kind of guy, to be honest. So like if they don't have a TV show about it, I'm usually not watching. I'm not watching a ton of different movies, and I'm not a comic book guy either. I'm being honest with you. But I am a person that will watch like I'll watch silly shit like all the Flash TV show from the CW and I'll watch Smallville because I like that stuff because it still does carry on the story of what I'm looking for. It just kind of gives it more of a, I guess, a homey kind of feeling, more of a like I could sit down and watch it with my daughter, and it's not a big deal compared to like maybe watching some of the movies, which most of them are fine. Deadpool definitely ain't. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's definitely some that are mad interesting that I can't really watch. And Blade is another one of those movies. I can't watch Wesley Snipes Blade with my daughter. Like I can't do that. Like she's too young for that right now. But what I'm just kind of trying to say is like I like me a lot of TV shows. As for the movies, I did really love the Blade movies back in the day. I mean, who will ever forget the part at the beginning of Blade with the dancing and they all dancing in the blood club, you know what I'm saying? And all you see is like there's a moment where you just see Blade smiling, right? And it's like, oh shit, it's about to go down in there. And it does go down. It does go down. And the train scene, like so many good parts of classic Blade that I can just like, and that movie's old now, right? That movie's what, like 26, like 25,
Yeah,
26 years old?
it's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, it's actually older than that. It's 28,
Yeah, it's a
29.
28 or 20. Yo, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if it was over a quarter century old. But like, it's just there's things in that movie like I'll never forget. Like, I'll never forget him tied up and like blood dripping, right? And then Frost, right? Gets it on his face and shit like that. Like I loved that movie, but like trying to do now what you did then is gonna be tough because there's a lot of people that like their minds are everywhere, right? And they don't really give a damn, and they don't really like. I don't really think they care as much about putting out a product that can't fail as much as just putting out something that'll make them a few bucks. Like, man, if they bought their product, it would have been out already. But as you see, they're fumbling over and over and over. And to me, that just sounds like somebody that doesn't know what they want to sell people.
I think the difference is the movie studio that was behind the original. It wasn't Disney. The thing is, I think that no spoilers, but just kind of etching on why Deadpool 3 was kind of in a lot of production hell or even agreements, right? To come to an agreement to even do it, it's because there had to be a lot of compromises from the big mouse. My thing is,
but isn't that the problem though? Like, why are we having to do that?
As part of it, obviously, it's multifaceted layers here. The John Wick director
like,
wanted
why
to
we got to
Blade.
make it so complicated if we're trying to make something?
I'm not saying. I'm just pointing out if the John Wick director who does these action movies, badass movies, by the way, John Wick, said he wanted to do Blade, and they said they didn't want a rated R movie. He said, "Okay, well then, call me when you're ready to do
it." The whole thing's about blood. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So is everything gonna be green? Are we turning this?
I don't know for a
fact,
but what I read was the original script wanted him to be emotional and show these different facets of him because he was so much of a one dimension character in the original movies. But that's what made him great.
Yeah, it's focused, right?
He was just a motion forward, and that's all we cared about. We don't need all these different sides to every character.
If you don't mind, that's like the classic superhero, right? We didn't need to know about like if he enjoyed watching Maury on Saturday. We just knew that he was going to the problem that was happening in town.
To be honest, I would say at that time, the movies had not just the set pieces you talked about, but they had the classic lines that you won't forget. Certain things that were said. I mean, think about it. A lot of pop culture. Not trying to spoil anything. Anybody didn't see Sonic 3, but they have lots of references to all kinds of things that. I mean, who would get 1.1 gigawatts? if you've seen Back to the Future, you would know
right.
With 1.1. Come on now, some of these things are like long lasting. So I think part of it is one. I think what you said, as far as casting, like I have nothing against Herschel Ali, but he is way up there. He's not a martial artist. He cannot. Those are some big boosts to feel. I mean, Wesley Snipes literally embodied a character nobody even knew existed until he played it, right? He played it and then everybody cared, right? He made that into something else. So it's kind of hard to do. Well, and then at the end, and then on top of that, you can't get the story written right? You can't get it has to be a dark. It's kind of like you can't do Predator unless you have blood. This is why Prey came out on Hulu and not on Disney Plus, right? You can't just do Predator and not have a whole lot of killing.
Right. That's insane.
But they're trying to fit, you can't fit all your heroes into the family oriented, nobody cusses, nobody die. You know, you can't. It just doesn't work.
That was the point of different characters being made.
And that's why Deadpool 3 happened the way it did, right? Um, but that's what I think of it. I just think they it a lot of things what you said, I agree. But I think it's not just one reason. It's a lot of things happening here that is causing that to be not just delayed indefinitely, but I mean, honestly, Ryan Reynolds is trying to push for a Blade 4. He's trying to get Wesley Snipes to play it one more time.
He should.
And just
I feel
don't
like he
do
should be the one to
and
pass it
just
down to
scrap
either it's
the
a
whole
female in the future or another male. I don't
yeah.
care. But it'd be nice to see him crown somebody, to be honest.
Right. And I think that's what they want to push for and just go ahead and scrap the whole thing and just bring because again, not spoiler anything, but there was a cameo Blade. It was some movie, and it was the original Blade. And there was a scene where he's like, "I'm the only Blade, and I will only be the only Blade." Like there
Oh
is
my
no
goodness.
multi-universe version of me. There's only one of me.
That's wild. That's such a
I thought
statement.
that was funny. Yo, I just thought it was funny. But outside of that, you know, since we don't talk about Sonic 3, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if anybody's seen it. I ain't gonna spoil it, but I will tell
haven't.
you that I watched it twice at the show, and that movie is wonderful. Shout out Keanu Reeves. He did do a great job as Shadow, making Shadow a badass. Every scene, I tell you, that scene, the movie moves so quick because there's so much fighting. This movie, for it to be a Sonic movie, there's so much fighting. People getting beat up through the whole movie. And if anybody in the chat or anybody out there who's played Sonic Adventure 2, you'll get a whole lot of loosely based storyline references from Sonic Adventure 2, I would say. So it's a lot of fan service is what I'm getting at. Fan service, pop culture, and it respects movies and 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 franchises that are not Sega, like even Pokemon. So I think it's hilarious. But I think they do a good job. What I really like, and I will tell you, this is not a spoiler, but what they have done with the Sonic series is they were able to not just tell a story, but not afraid to push and go darker and still bring the audience along. Right? They didn't have to push and feed you nonsense jokes to make you feel like this is still a family movie or something. Like all the jokes went forced. Like Transformers 1 was terrible. That all the jokes were forced. That movie. That's why I went to stream in 2 weeks. Okay, that I don't care. I'm a Transformers fan. You're not going to convince me that was good. All right, it wasn't. However, everything in there felt forced, and they try to humanize, change. Not only did they try to change the origin, but they try to humanize the characters where they're breathing, running out of breath, having all these kind of weird emotions. Some reason there's palm trees on Cybertron with grass and frogs and stuff. I have no idea how that came about. And then they can't transform and all that stuff. But in the Sonic series, it doesn't follow. It makes its own story, right? It's not exactly what Sonic story is, but they made it on without compromising the coreness of what the character is. And that's why it works. And it works because they kept the dynamic. They kept the dynamic of the core characters, and they wasn't afraid to go dark, like push the agenda to keep the momentum to move forward and say, we got to tell a darker story. And not dark to the point where everybody's sad, but I'm saying, like I said, there's a lot of fighting. It's just not something you see. It's like what? Everything's crazy. Like it's badass characters. Just wow.
So I want to ask Cam though. Have you seen the new Sonic?
I'm sorry. Ask me again. My daughter came in. Very rude.
Oh, no, you're good. Have you seen the new Sonic?
Unfortunately, I have not.
I have yet to see it too. But PK, you've seen the new Sonic, right?
It's sitting at a 95% for all user viewers.
I like I like the last Sonic. So I mean, but
They
I
are
waited until it came to subscription service. I just
yo.
watched it there
They
on my own
announced
TV.
Sonic 4 before Sonic 3 was released in theaters. They
It's
already knew
crazy.
they already knew they
Didn't they
had
do
a
that to the
winner.
last Sonic though too?
No, it happened. It happened after it dropped that weekend, but before it was released, 3 days before, they knew they had a winner, and they went ahead and we're doing Sonic 4,
So
and
you're
they
saying the last one they approved right after
right
it came
during the
out?
same weekend.
Okay, cool. So that's what I'm remembering. Okay,
This
and
one
you're
was
saying
before
this one is
anybody even
before it
see the
all.
daggone movie.
That's
They
wild.
greenlighted, and then they set a date in 2026. I mean, I think it's
Was it
2026.
before? What was it before or during critical reviews? Do you know?
I don't remember it because I would say
That's nuts. Getting
I'm just being
getting
real.
greenlit before you even show your ass is nuts.
That's what I'm saying. They greenlighted before it launched. That is, you can't tell me that they don't know they got a winner here.
They said
and-
Mario who?
But wait a minute. Let's not say Mario who, because let's keep it real. The same movie studio that's doing Sonic is also doing Mario. So they got two winners here.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And they're staggering the movie.
Somebody get Lena Khan. Somebody get Lena Khan.
One at a time, 1 year after the other. Boy, they banking.
Oh, they got them dominoes over there, bro.
Yo, that's crazy, right? So, anyways, at the end of the day, I think that proves that video game movies can still have quality, still keep us entertained. I mean, heck, they did a Knuckles TV show, which was also good. And
You mentioned that. I need to go back and watch that.
And it was a part of the entire storyline. So if you watch the TV show before you watch the movie, then some of the things that happen, you don't have to, but some of the things in the movie actually make sense when it tracks, right? And then when you go back to and just thinking about it, Detective Pikachu was a good one, and Nintendo had that on their. I don't know why they take it so long to do that part two, because that was the start of what we define as quality and being able to do video game movies, right? Obviously Super Mario Brothers was a great one as well. It's just something about Sonic. Sonic is just something so weird. He doesn't have very many games that are really good, but he's still one of the most cultural popular characters than anything. Everybody knows who Mario is, but everyone prefers Sonic. Isn't that something weird? Everyone will play a Mario game, but they would prefer Sonic as the character. They just would every single time. Just something about him that is relatable. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, Ham Solo's sitting there still.
Like I'm just thinking, like, I feel like Sonic is popular, like it was popular from the jump because of how it came on the scene. When Mario was doing its thing and Sega needed something, and then they got it, and then had that bull s marketing with the whole blast processing. Remember, and it was all going, they're like, you going crazy speeds, you going speeds that you could never even think of in Mario on Sega, and just the way that it came on the scene was great. But like keeping that kind of game fun is hard to do because it's like they couldn't keep up with his speed.
Well,
they never were really like still today in Sonic games, we're still saying like when they make an open world like Frontier, we're like, I feel like he should be going faster than this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, Frontier was still good, but
no, it was a good game.
What happened is this year, since the movie came out, they released Sonic Generations X Shadow, right? The Shadow game of the game, like Generations, is just a rehash upscale version of the old one, but the Shadow one, they took the Frontiers engine and polished it, and man, does Shadow feel like amazing. And they just released their free DLC, whoever got it, basically a movie DLC that's free that transforms into the movie Shadow with Keanu Reeves voicing him and everything, and you can run through the stage. And but the point is, it I think
You said
I
movie DLC,
movie
like in a
DLC
game or in a movie?
in the game.
In Frontiers.
No, in Shadow
Oh,
Sonic
you're talking about in the
Generation
new game
Shadow.
that came out.
Yeah. So it's in there free. The download is pretty good. But the point I'm saying is they're polishing it. They actually getting it to where we can actually have more quality. Like they remember what's the studio that did the Naruto Arena Fighter thing? Was it
Oh,
a
I know
Cyber
what you're.
Connect? I think it is. So they got with Cyber Connect to do Frontiers. That's why you did all those combos and fighting mechanics, and that's why the Supersonics was like a real boss. Like you got to do comp parrying and everything. That's where all that come from. So they want to double down on that since everybody's like navigating to that. They was just everything Sonic came. Even the Shadow uh Build-A-Bear sold out. Like you can't even get those anymore.
That's
I
because
didn't even know
Shadow
they
got
had a
too much
Build-A-Bear.
swag, bro. Shadow just got too much swag, bro.
That's
Don't
crazy.
get me wrong. Sonic came on the scene with way more swag than Mario and made Mario uncomfortable, right? But then Shadow came out and made Sonic uncomfortable, and to do that is something. I'm just saying,
I'm just
and
saying.
Sonic got a whole gold giddy up, right? Got
I
a whole
mean,
gold giddy
got
up.
more in Frontiers. He changed his eye color like he went Saiyajin 2.
You know, you guys are making me want to download the Sonic games on my Steam Deck right now while I'm at my
Do
I
it.
sister's
mean,
house.
it's crazy. It was like everybody. It was like a everybody trying to figure out why his eye color changed. It used to be red, now it's blue, and then it changed, almost like Super Saiyan 2. He don't evolve the form like it's Dragon Ball or something. Like what's going on? Anyways, so hopefully, what I like is the Sonic team finally seen um success, not just in the movies and media, but they also see success in their game, and they actually got a formula that makes it work. So they'll just keep improving that. They got a brand new team, so that's helpful, right? To get that down. And yes, you're right, Ham. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. When you get all your upgrades, you do run faster towards the end of the game. But yeah, we still feel like could be faster. We always want more. We're never satisfied.
I
You know,
think we lost Ham real quick, but Ham, you could just pop back in whenever. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, like I'm looking forward to seeing Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It looks really good. I like the last two movies a lot. A huge fan of the series, of the movie series. I think they did a fantastic job bringing the character to life. They gave him the energy that the spunk, the
and it's
what do you
not,
call it?
yeah.
They gave him that spunk that he always had, and they brought it out with his voice acting. It's just fantastic, man.
And shout out to Eggman because he
Jim Carrey, yeah.
he he definitely brought that home. I mean, legendary actor. Did you guys
Facts.
know? Fun fact that the Sonic series is his most highest grossing movies of all time.
No, I did not know that.
Wait,
Isn't that
say it again.
interesting? Huh?
Say it again.
The Sonic movie series is his highest grossing movies of all time.
Okay, but is it its most viewed movie at its of all time? Because I
I
feel
can't answer that, but I do know he made.
I almost hate some of these records because some like it's good to hear, right? Because I'm a Sonic fan, but but at the same time it's like highest grossing, like
Well, he said it.
it's expensive to go to the movies, bruh.
Well, he
Like,
said it himself. Said it himself. He made the most money. That's what made him come back, anyways, because it's the money. The payout was crazy, right? So I'm not. I don't know everyone's dying. I mean, freak. Robbie Downey Jr. is getting paid $50 million a movie for the Marvel movies. I mean, he Dwayne Johnson's getting paid $50 million a movie, and I mean that doesn't mean. What does that mean? I don't know. But but
yeah, I don't know
Gary
what that
is
means.
as talented as he is, I still that is a fun fact that's crazy to me. Thinking all
That
the
is
movies,
dope though. That's nuts.
you know. But yeah, so they just they were able to bring a project together and make it memorable. Like I don't know how people still would go back and watch the old ones. And if you haven't watched the Knuckles TV show, it is pretty good too. And it's a good
That's
extension of
on
the movie.
Peacock, right?
Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay, Paramount Plus, yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that, PK highly recommends it. I got to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Now, as far as CES, let's just talk about, if you don't mind shifting a little bit. Um, I know that CES is this week. It's not over. It's all weekend. And there's a lot of cool stuff. We always get to see, what might be coming out in any gun. Um, yeah, I would say John, he did Jim Carrey had a lot of great movies. I mean, one of them being uh Liar Liar being one of my favorites.
Yeah,
He
Liar is
has
great.
a lot of great films actually.
The Mask.
He just and I thought he was pretty successful in my opinion. I didn't know how much money he was making, but to me, he made some classics. I mean, The Grinch itself is definitely something his own. Um,
Oh man, I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest. The Grinch. I like the cartoon version by Dr. Seuss, but I never really liked the movie translation. My wife is a huge fan of the movie translation. She loves the movie Grinch.
I mean, I think he did a great job, right? I think he did a good one in translation. I think he does a good. I think he's just good in general. Like he's good at. I mean, the Cable Guy, the uh, Ace Ventura. The Mask, right? I mean, these are classic movies. I mean, you can't even redo that. The Mask. Jim Carrey just made that his own thing, right?
Yeah, The Mask was great because that was also a breakout for Cameron Diaz.
It
Like
was, man. She was
she at the
on in that movie.
Yeah.
yeah, and at the
So,
MTV Movie Awards, like
yeah.
she came out on stage all hyped and stuff. Yeah.
Dude, the
Yeah.
evil dude in that movie was big time in that movie as well. I forgot his name, but he made a huge break from that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. He does have a lot of good ones. It just shocked me to know that. That's all. Um, but going to CES, for us, I would say me, and I'll just speak for myself. I won't speak to everybody. The craziest thing that's going on is definitely the Switch 2 leak. I don't know if anybody else is excited for Switch 2, but I'm excited for Switch 2. I'm ready for an upgrade. Um, Nintendo didn't officially announce it. It was just a third party company showing off their peripherals for the darn thing. Basically, their Joy Cons, the cover, the charging kit, and then we get to see the whole console, even though we're not supposed to know it exists. Probably going to be announced by Nintendo in March, but that means it's coming this year, right? It's coming. It's official, even though it's unofficial. It's official to us, unofficial.
Well, GameStop also leaked some stuff online for the Switch too.
Oh yeah, what they
Yeah,
leaked online?
I didn't look into the article, but they leaked something about like a little bit of the specs. So I got to look into
Oh
it, but there was the title of it.
yeah, so some of the specs, I would say, we was just talking about it a little earlier. Just looking at it, if anybody has um, anyone out there that has a Steam Deck, Steam Deck is great. It can play pretty much any game. It's pretty good. Um, I would say the screen is a lot larger, probably in between a Steam Deck and a ROG Ally, somewhere between there. Um, it's still as thin as the current Switch, and it's obviously bigger. Um, it has a ton of vents. I think this thing is going to generate a lot of heat. It's got so many vents. Even the dock has like a giant heat sink with a vent inhalation. It's crazy.
But see, now you have me a little worried because if there's that much heat generated from the Switch 2, I hope it doesn't overheat. Like I hope they really make sure that everything
It's not.
works great off the bat.
And I understand your concern. I think it would be okay because it's not like they took an adder lace, because the adder lace technology came out in the 30 series, right? Of RTX, it is an NVIDIA chip, but it is a underclocked one, so it's tuned back, and it's a mobile chip, so it's 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 not like a PlayStation where they just overclock everything. It's just so they can try and keep up. It's an underclock one, so I don't think so. And how I think they're approaching it is that they're going to use some of the upscaling or AI technology to do frame generation to try and offload some of the um not undocked but while docked, right?
Okay.
Undocked, it'll be whatever native and it'll just be maybe 1080p or 720. But docked, I believe they'll do up to 4K. Not that it matters, but I'm just saying, just looking at the hardware, not the I see, and I don't know, Ham, did you hear me about the Switch 2 leaks all over the place? So,
Yeah, I've been talking about them all week.
yeah, so I was just saying I was excited and just explaining, like, judging by the specs, um, it's like on par. It's hard to do like a true comparison because it's apples to oranges kind of thing, but it will be on
On par with
par
the 3080.
with like the like a uh, I just had a brain for it. What was you just talking about? Steam Deck, like on par with that. Steam Deck has 16 gigs of RAM. The Switch 2 will be 12 gigs, but it will be slightly faster than the Steam Deck, the current one anyway. It will be like a little faster, but it's still underclocked. That's the thing I want to keep in mind. It's underclocked so that it can not generate as much heat, even though it's crazy how much vents is on this console, bottom, top, even the daggone uh the far as the dock. But and I thought it was weird. It has on the top, it has an extra USB-C port on the top of the console with some latches, like you can mount something on it. It's something weird.
Hmm.
I've never seen it, but I do believe that it should be able to do 4K. But what they're trying to do is not do native, but more like a frame generation or a upscaling up to 4K. I don't believe they want to do native just so it can draw back, not offload a lot of the overhead and be able to do more with their games. Let's be real. Nintendo games always look great on Nintendo consoles, no matter what it is. Um, it's the other games that suffer all the time. So think of it more like a Xbox One, PS4 power level, but in your hand, kind of. Which is not terrible if it, when you talk about Nintendo games. But just in general, that's what it seemed like to me. But I'm still happy and looking forward to it. Uh, I'm definitely going to be first in line to pre-order mine whenever they. And I'm pretty sure they announced it in March. That's what Nintendo always do is not announce the new Pokemon, which is coming out this year, a new Pokemon, and it probably switch to probably going to drop same time. Probably bundle that together and get that out the door. Um, and and I'm looking forward to it. So, uh, with that being no 50/70, no way. More like a 30/60 or 30/70 with an upscaler. That is the Adder Lace chip that they're using, and it's underclocked intentionally. The 30/60 and 30/70 can still play pretty much any game. It can do for Forza Horizon and all that stuff, so you can play any game. So it's on par with that, more like a Xbox One or PS4 kind of thing. Not nowhere near Series X or S power level. I know that people hate on the Series S, but actually it is pretty powerful considering that we play games on Steam Deck and it plays all the same games. And the Series S is more powerful than Steam Deck, but we want to complain. Like, come on, let's stop that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. We'll talk a lot about what do you think there, Carlo?
Well, no, I just think it's going to be something better than the previous Switch. Obviously, it's going to be upscaled. It's going to have a higher graphics resolution. Hopefully, I'm hoping it does like full 4K properly. If it does AI generation, I'm okay with that too, or frame
Frame
generation.
generation actually sometimes look better than native.
Yeah,
I ain't
I'm
gonna
I'm okay. I'm okay with that, right? For like a device like the Switch, I'm okay if Nintendo does that. I'm hung up on the point like if it's got this many vents, I am worried that the first few, right off the bat might have issues. And I say that because we're going into like the Switch is kind of like the Wii, right? Like in the sense that it was very successful for Nintendo. The Wii was a super popular hit. The Switch is a very popular hit. Then we got the Wii U, and now we got the Switch 2. So I really hope there's no issues with Switch 2 on launch. I'm just nervous about that because of the Wii U.
I wouldn't worry about that because they're not changing the architecture too much. They sticking with what's winning. It's kind of like moving from a Nintendo to a Super Nintendo. That's what it's like. It's like they just keeping that, which is a good thing because they run into problems when they change the controllers. Because remember, every time they change the controllers or the art, that's when you run into issues.
Well, and that's better than blast processor, right? So I'm all for that.
I
So,
don't know about that.
did I throw a second pun
I
out
don't
there?
know about
Oh,
that. That
sorry.
blast process is still blasting. I see it
Uh,
in Ham Solo's picture.
So I want to bring this up, and I'm not sure what you guys think about this, right? But Game Rant thinks that Tom Holland is going to retire after the next Spider-Man movie because he's engaged to Zendaya, right? And he wants to be a stay-at-home dad.
I don't care.
You said Tom Holland?
Yeah, Tom Spider-Man.
So
And
he's
then
gonna do what Spider-Man's actually doing?
retire and be a
He's
stay-at-home
gonna
dad.
be done and just leave it to Miles.
Yeah, that's the
You
rumor
mean
from
leave it
Game
to
Rant.
Venom?
Oh my goodness. So,
Leave it to Venom. Venom
like
one
look at
out here.
Sony trying to bring everything to just reality. Dude, soon you're gonna be paying bills on the console and calling people over for wine and not playing anything. It's just gonna be just a life experience on that goddamn thing. But
Well, listen, but you do remember back on the 360 days, you could do Netflix with your friends, and you
oh
could
yeah,
also order Domino's. You remember that when you could order
oh yeah, you
Domino's?
can order pizza on your console. It was a whole thing.
Yeah,
It was a whole
yeah.
thing, man. I remember the Mountain Dew stuff. You get the, especially Taco Bell had a whole Xbox thing. Like, dude, I
Yes.
remember those times, bro. Those are great. Those were great times.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be upset if they brought some of that stuff back, especially watching the Netflix thing with your friends or something. Then I could sit there and watch like these Sonic movies with PK and root it for him.
Look, I don't
You
care.
can do that right now with,
I
I think it's like Opera GX in Discord.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right.
No, I mean, you could do it in Discord, period. I do it all the time. You do it right now. I do it all the time. But that's not the point. Listen, I don't care. You know what's cool? Let's talk about that Superman trailer. Let's talk about how that broke
Uh,
records. Let's talk about how
listen.
Superman, hold on,
Wait,
Superman
wait.
broke records.
How did a record?
250 million views, surpassing Deadpool 3 within
Okay, that's the record
one
it broke. Okay.
250 just for the trailer. Now, I'm shouting that out because that whole movie was recorded here in my state and in my city. And I might be an extra in that movie, you never know. But point I'm making is that's breaking records. That's showing that James Gunn actually knows how to capture people's hearts, just like he proved with Guardians of the Galaxy. And he's about to do this with Superman and knock it out the park and bring all this together. Now, I think that's amazing. I'm not a Superman fan at all. However, when I watch that trailer and I see Mr. Terrific, I start getting excited because it's like, what? We about to see characters we ain't never seen before. What you doing over there, bro? Are you shutting us down while we trying to stream?
No, Paul's just saying that I don't know if he means like nobody's chatting on Twitch or nobody's watching on Twitch, but we don't really go live on Twitch that often. So, I mean, I
Oh,
understand that.
okay. Well, anyways, if you haven't seen the Superman trailer, you should watch it because I am not a Superman fan. I'm a Batman fan. However, when I watched it, I did feel what I haven't felt in a long time when it came to Superman was hope. Hope. Like there's a part where they show what he this little kid about to he just come out and I was like, it kind
Oh
of
yeah,
got
that slow
me
motion
emo a
moment.
little bit. What happened?
The slow motion moment.
I think so. When he was covering the kid from getting,
Yeah.
oh man, I felt like it was a good trailer. It showed a lot of characters that we don't never talk about or see on screen ever, which is also hopeful. And he's already building the universe, starting with that animated series on HBO Max. I know if you guys haven't watched it, it's
Oh,
okay,
Creature
but
Commandos, right?
yes. So that's where he's starting, and it showed Batman's silhouette, and he is jacked. And a lot of people want the guy who's doing the Reacher series to be the new Batman because that dude is huge. that dude is a big man. That's a big man. And the current guy cast as Superman is also the tallest Superman ever at 6'4". We didn't even have a Batman that was more than 6 feet tall until Ben Affleck. So that's promising. You know what I mean? That's a tall guy. That's a big dude. But the Batman silhouette, he looked as jacked as the Batman, all absolute Batman is. If you haven't seen Reacher on Amazon, this is a good show, by the way. That guy that's a big guy. That's everybody want him.
Oh
to
yeah,
play.
the guy from Blue Mountain State.
Yeah. So that's a big dude.
Yeah,
That's
he's
who they
huge.
want. That's who they want to play the
Which is
Batman
nuts
because
because he wasn't that big in Blue Mountain State.
and,
And that was a
and
football
he
show.
and he said he wanted to play Batman. He said he wanted to play Batman, and that would be good because the Batman 2 by the one with forget his name. That got delayed, so they had to do some Batman news to get people still excited. So that's why you see him in the Commandos TV show in the silhouette. So, but the point is, Superman is going to pave the way, and for it to break that kind of record is insane. 1 million in less than 24 hours views and 250 million destroying. And don't get me wrong, Deadpool Wolverine was one of my favorite movies this year. And for it to destroy that, and it was just a freaking trailer, that's crazy to me.
Well, I think I think a lot of people are starving for a good Superman movie. I think they're starving for something to be some type of continuity in the DC universe, and I think James Gunn is bringing that hope because James Gunn, he did start out with Trauma, and he made some great stuff with Trauma, and he's just a great. He look what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, right? He brought that to life and made it. He made that a fan favorite, right? Nobody really cared about the comics as much. Um, but why is Paul backstage? Oh, it's because Paul's got to turn on his mic. Sorry for interrupting there.
My mic is on, fool.
Oh, we can hear you. So
What's up,
I
Paul?
just think James Gunn
Yes.
is bringing this whole thing together, and it's gonna be good. I mean, he's a smart guy.
Since you're talking about Superman, I had to jump in. Hopefully, I won't cough up too much and spittle too much on my mic here. But because I'm sick and I'm sorry, that's why I'm really not here. I like what I saw in Superman. I love Creature Commandos.
You want me to rub you back?
What's that?
We can rub you back.
Yes. And in fact, I'm going to be doing after Creature Commandos, after the final episode airs, I'm going to be getting together with Nick Principe, and we're going to do a little thing for 4GQ TV talking about the first season. My only fear is because if you know the history of Creature Commandos, his version is a lot more silly than the actual darker version of the comic books of
We
Creature
changed some
Commandos.
characters around too.
Yeah. Like the Weasel, which even he admits they drew from Bill the Cat from Bloom County for the animated version of the Weasel, which is great. My fear is that the tone of Superman, I hope it doesn't turn too silly. Because let me finish my thought. Because what he did with what's it called? With not Dreamcatcher, whatever the hell, what's his name? That silly other DC thing he did. And it just I don't. Yeah, Peacemaker. Yeah. And I'm seeing a little bit of that tone here too with what was primarily a darker character. So hopefully
Superman is not a dark character.
But what I'm saying is a lot of what he done, it isn't played straight. Some of it's made for the silly to get the the over the top, just way. And I really don't want to see that type of thing in Superman. You know,
Yeah, I think I follow you, but from what I could tell, I think what he's trying to do is bring back the sense of hope. No disrespect to the Man of Steel movies, but um the Superman where everybody looked up to.
no, no,
And
that part I get. That part I want. What I don't want is, I don't want a character like Weasel, I don't want a character like Peacemaker. I don't want that kind of tone in, at least in the initial Superman movie. I don't want that. You know. I don't know how
well,
to explain it right now because I'm not
I
feeling
think
well.
you mean joke characters, but I mean, he might have a joke character, but Mr. Terrific is definitely
But
not a
just
joke
but
character.
just don't overplay it. I
That's
guess
not gonna happen.
what
I
I'm
would never
getting
do
what
that.
I guess what I'm saying is don't overplay it. Don't
Yeah,
make that focus of the movie. You know.
I
yeah,
understand,
because
but
I get it. You want a serious, you like to bring back Superman. You want kind of like a serious, good comic book related movie, and you don't want it to be like a laugh stock
Yeah.
kind of thing. You want it to be like
Let the laughs feel natural. I mean, go back and look at Christopher Reeve's Superman. Lex
yeah,
Luthor, for as evil as Lex Luthor was, it was great when he was on screen because he was chewing up the scenery. Especially with Otis. Remember Otis? And there were some laughs in there, but they felt natural. They felt like they fit the character. There was,
I I understand, but I don't far as all the material all the things James Gunn has done, I don't feel like none of the stuff is forced. To be honest, and I think I
no,
understand what
but
you
some of
mean.
it seems to purposely go for laughs. Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a lot of that in there.
But those characters are basically joke
But what
characters.
I'm saying is those characters weren't like that for Creature Commandos. Go back and pull up the old comic books.
I understand, but I feel like you're
I
nitpicking.
I mean, he's
What I'm
super
saying,
he's super softened them all up. In the
what
comic books, Weasel is a murderer. He is a child killer. He is
I
a nasty,
understand, but when
nasty
you look
creature.
at him, he's a funny looking thing.
But he
To
wasn't
just be honest.
originally.
I get it, but there is versions that he is. That's what I'm
I
saying.
no,
There are
I
versions
kind
he is.
I understand what Paul's saying. Like he wants to stick to the true character. He doesn't want them like taking the character and then changing things up just
Don't
for
mind me. I love Justice League International in the '90s when they went a little tongue in cheek and had fun. But
Unlimited?
I Unlimited, the one where Guy Gardner lost his ever loving mind for a while and was doing really stupid shit. You know, you know.
I don't think he's gonna make Superman a joke character, but what
Yeah,
I believe is he's gonna bring back that sense of hope that
yeah,
made Superman, like the movies you mentioned, favorable, right?
right.
And and that's why when I seen Mr. Terrific, a black and brown character that's usually never shown on, that's huge, and he's one of the most intelligent beings in the freaking universe. Um, but that's a huge thing. That's like doing bold moves on your first movie. That's a big deal in my opinion. There might be some joke characters, but I don't think he's gonna make
No,
Superman
I'm just
a joke.
hoping that it doesn't. I really can't explain. I guess what I'm
No,
really.
no, I think I follow you. You go watch Transformers 1. All that crap is forced and garbage and not Transformers. They didn't even transform. Yes, I'm spoiling it because it's trash. They didn't even
Yeah,
transform most of the movie into the end because they couldn't. How do you
yeah.
not? How you call this Transformers? They can't even get this.
I'm curious before Ham's got to leave. Ham, what do you think? Like, do you want a serious Superman movie? Do you want it to have laugh stock characters, or you just could care less about the Man of Steel and just give him a bunch of kryptonite?
So I really enjoy the Man of Steel. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought he played really well in that character. But my whole thing was it wasn't Henry as much as it was kind of like the story, and it didn't really feel like it really had like when Man of Steel came out, I felt like it just kind of came out of nowhere. Like I really enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed the action of the movie. I enjoyed the allure of Superman. I enjoyed seeing Henry Cavill as that character, and I enjoyed the actors in the movie. But as for the story, as for what transpired from the beginning to the end, I felt like it was not really put together enough for him to really run with it very well. Like I can't see those. Like unfortunately, as much as I liked Henry Cavill as Superman, I don't think that is like the guy, like that guy. You know what I mean? I feel like the way it was written was a disservice to Henry Cavill, which kind of had that like visual presentation of what Superman is. He had that, right? Like to me, when I look at the Last of Us TV show, I think Ellie plays a great character, but she does not look the part. I'm sorry. She does not look like Ellie. So when I look at her, I don't like really feel like I'm looking at Ellie. I just feel like I'm looking at somebody that's playing as Ellie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You
Like
feel
it kind of
look
feels like a parody.
trying to play Deadshot.
Like a not
It's just Will
joking
Smith.
character.
This is not Deadshot. This is just Will Smith trying to play Deadshot.
Yeah, pretty much something like that, right? Like almost like I like The Rock, but him playing Black Adam, like he
He's still the Rock.
looked that part,
Yes.
but he didn't play that part very well. I'm saying Ellie is the opposite. She plays that part great, but she don't look like Ellie at all. So it just kind of throws me off. And now that you know, they're kind of, and I know I'm going off the beat because we were talking about Superman, but they're going from season 1 to season 2, and there was a clear growth gap of Ellie from Last of Us Part 1 to Part 2 that I know it's going to be impossible for me to really see and connect with, right? She's still going to look like a little freaking kid out there. And she's going to be doing grown folk stuff, and it's going to seem weird to me personally. I'll still watch it, and I'll probably still enjoy it. It'll probably still be great acting. I like that they added the dude from Westworld into that show. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I'm horrible with names. But as for Superman, because that's what we were talking about, I like the potential that this new one has. It actually gives me when when I seen the preview, I was excited for it, but at the same time, at the end, since I was such big into Smallville, I want to see that family component.
Well, you seen his dog.
I
He
loved
made
it.
his dog in the movie.
I loved it. And I just want to see a family component, and for his mission to make sense and kind of like, if it lingers on, then linger on properly. I felt like Zod didn't linger very well. And it felt like it was just like thrown in there because everybody knows Superman and Zod beefing. Everybody knows that. So I felt like it was just kind of thrown in there. And it wasn't like really put together.
But I know it's not Zod. I think it's Bizarro before he becomes deformed.
What's that?
I think Bizarro.
In the new Superman?
Because remember the scene when you see Crypto, he's got his ass whooped. He's laying there bleeding and everything. And
right.
He, like, who's strong enough to do that?
Right now.
Who's strong enough to do that? You know, I think it's got to be somebody on the same power level to be able to beat him like that.
Yeah, because his first words to him was "Take me home."
Yes,
so I'm really interested in what that, like, where is home at this point?
So
I'm thinking it's the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, because they're in the. I think
Yeah.
in Antarctica or whatever. But that the point is, you see all these Easter eggs, like Mr. Terrific. You see, like I keep bringing it up because you don't understand how I'm blown away that this guy is in this movie. And I know he's not a big character to a lot of people, but he is definitely a influential, impactful character in all of DC stories. So that's huge. Bringing someone that small, especially a black and brown character, to and on the first Superman movie, like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, and we got a peek at Guy Gardner. We got a peek at Nathan
Oh,
Fillion as
yes,
Guy
there is a
Gardner.
green. Yes, there is a
Yes,
Green
there's a
Lantern.
Green
in
Lantern.
this
There is
movie.
a Green Lantern in this movie.
Yeah, man. Is that brother, right?
No,
No, it's
No?
it's the guy with the bad prince the bad
the one
haircut.
that
I
no
gotta
one
It's
remember
Guy
likes
that.
Gardner.
because he annoys everybody.
Yeah. As in the comic books, he's short stacked. Let's just say he's got issues. He's got
Yeah, no one likes him because he's annoying, but he is in this movie, which is the guy you thinking of is going to be in the TV show
Yeah,
of the Green Lantern. But
The guy that who's thinking of.
You.
the
brother?
Green Lantern. Yeah, the brother.
it's gonna be
Okay,
in a TV
yeah,
show.
yeah. I was gonna say I could have swore I just seen a brother recently.
There's
That's
actually
Green
gonna be
Lantern.
2 Green Lanterns in that
Yep.
TV show.
Well, there's more. There's multiple people that can play Green Lantern. You know,
but I mean,
well,
there's
yeah,
multiple
they could
Green Lanterns.
eventually bring them into the movie.
Earth,
you know?
for some reason, Earth has so many Green Lanterns.
At one point, we had 3 for one sector. I don't know. We have a busy sector.
It's-
Busy.
You know,
sector.
My favorite Green Lantern, I'm gonna say
We
it.
actually have
PK.
5 for this sector.
Ryan Reynolds.
Shut up. No.
Wow.
Even Ryan Reynolds denies that shit.
Even Deadpool didn't like that.
No.
Oh, even Sonic. Oh, I'm spoiling. Even Sonic, which is the terrible
Yeah.
movie. Oh, that's why I love that movie, boy. He just mentions all kind of pop culture.
Well,
yeah, so-
I know Ham's got to get out of here. So Ham, if you want to give people where they can find you, what you got going on.
Yeah, you can find me, Ham Solo 05 Gaming, on YouTube for the most part, but I'm also bringing my talents to other places, like other platforms as well. So hopefully Rumble will be more sustainable soon. I need to get that static address from them to make it more repeatable for myself, so I can just be live and just kick it instead of having to go in and redo stuff all the time. Like you used to have to do on Rumble, but I'm mostly on YouTube, and you'll find me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, as well. On Twitter, you'll find me at HamSolo05 Gaming. On YouTube, it's TSWS Gaming. That's where my partner Loke does a lot of our videos and stuff like that. We have a show every Friday called Bullsitting. It's usually me, Loke, Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, and Mental 9R. The guest is usually whoever Loke likes to bring on. I usually kind of fall back on that because I do my own shows throughout the week and whatnot. I leave the scheduling for Fridays on him. So holla at me or come check out the show over on YouTube tomorrow. I am going to be doing a show at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, 8:30 Central. That's when I do When Gamer Speaks. It's a call-in show to where you can talk on the show with me about what's kind of going on in gaming and whatnot. I usually have a bunch of topics that I'm talking about and whatnot. It's going to be a pretty fun show. Tomorrow, I already got a few things to talk about. Aaron Greenberg threw me back a follow finally, and said that he liked my profile picture, and I got some interesting things to talk to. I got one person that I seen on Twitter that said that he's gonna be like after 20 years of PC gaming that he's going like pretty much cloud gaming and console exclusive. He's going backwards the other way. So I found that interesting, and I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow on my show. So there's going to be various subjects, but that's a few of them I wanted to leave you guys with.
Nice. Yeah, so guys, give him a follow if you haven't followed him yet, but check his stuff out. If you hear this later, definitely check out Ham's stuff. He's a good guy, great guy in the community, just loves gaming in general. And his buddy Loke, I always say his name wrong, Loke,
You got it
but
that time.
oh, I did. He's a
Yeah.
huge Jalen Hurts fan for the Eagles. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh wow. Okay. I ain't saying that. I'm out of it. I'm not getting in between that. That's nasty.
Yeah, had to throw that out there.
That's dirty. All right. Well, y'all have a good night. Thanks for the invite. Holla at me again so I can come through and kick it with y'all.
Hey,
That was
thanks for coming
it was
through.
pretty fun.
We had a good time, bro.
Good. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Yo.
Later, man.
Hey, Paul, your back
Yo.
rub's still coming.
Yeah. By the way, for some reason, Rumble doesn't like my camera, so I stopped trying to fight with it. That's why I have no.
Oh no, you're good. Sometimes that does happen, yeah. So, Paul, well, while we have you here on the show, is there any movies that you're looking forward to? I know, you look forward to like a lot of horror stuff too as well. And if there's anything out there that you just want to throw out, let the audience know about, feel free to do so.
What am I looking? I don't even know what I'm looking forward to. I know, except for like the Superman stuff. But let me see.
Popeye the Slayer,
Paul, I
man.
might be an extra in that movie.
Yeah. Okay, show off. All right. I almost had a layover in your city the other day when I was went to California. Yep.
Well, California's on the other side of the country.
No, but I had to go up north and then across anyway. So.
Oh, because sometimes the hubs, the way the hubs are. Yeah, that makes sense. While Paul's looking to see what he's looking forward to in movies and get that out there, because he doesn't actually. Paul knows a lot of people in the horror industry, so he usually has in the know what's coming out. But I want to say that I didn't tell you.
Let me say, since you mentioned that, we do have people that have been on their show with us that we've interviewed that are affected by the fires that are going on right now. So just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And I mean, it's terrible what's going on out there. Nick Principe, who played Chrome Skull, he is not directly affected this time, but the neighborhood he grew up in Glendale is gone.
Ooh,
not just damaged, terrible. It's gone.
It's terrible.
So there's going to be a lot of people that and I hate what I'm seeing online. Well, at least you're still alive. They lost everything. And yeah, they're still alive, but still, it hurts to lose everything. I'm also seeing a lot of crap about, well, you're a celebrity, you should have had insurance. Hey, the insurance company pulled out of there like 4 months ago.
A lot of them are having problems with insurance in California. There's a lot of issues.
They couldn't get insurance for just like us here in Florida. We can't get insurance for certain things either. Carlo knows about that.
Hurricane?
Yeah. A lot of people here in Florida, if they get hit by a hurricane, they're done. So
yeah, people are still recovering from Milton as well.
Yeah. So just keep your good thoughts, man, because it hurts. To lose everything. And then to have people come back like somehow you deserved it, or it's not as bad as it is for other people because you're a celebrity. That's all bullshit. Bad is bad. So if you're one of those people, stop it. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to get back to humanity and help each other out and appreciate each other and just be there for each other. This whole thing in California is traumatic and it's bad. I mean, there's people on all sides of the, I see the stuff online about the political spectrum stuff, but people, it's all sides. It doesn't matter what your politics are, religion are. It doesn't matter. Everybody in California has been affected. The air quality, jobs are being lost, homes are lost. Who knows how many pets might be lost? It's a sad situation in general. Electric's down, and not even the fact, like, the aftermath of this kind of stuff, you always got to worry about looting and other stuff that could come up from the chaos, because it feels almost like apocalyptic for them. You see some of the pictures of the way the sunsets are, the way the sun comes up. It's just not good. And I just hope everybody lands on their feet. It's the hardest thing ever. And you got to remember, some people that are in their 90s, right, lost everything, lost their home, might not have insurance. So Paul's correct. I really hope that everybody lands on their feet and they get the help that they need. And I hope people come together united to just help their neighbors. I know that's a sad topic, but I do want to go to a horror topic of Nosferatu. Dreadful
I
brought up in
want to
chat.
see that. Oh God.
Okay, listen. I'm not going to try to spoil it for you, but I saw the movie. I saw it with my wife and two of her
Wait.
friends.
She dragged you to a horror movie? Oh, I am shocked.
Well, she wanted to see it because like the commercials, it looked good. Now, the acting, great.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is like top notch. The way they did the snow and the towns, like it's excellent. But I will say that the lighting in the movie was so dark that you could hardly see a lot of the scenes. Like it was just so dark. And there was
A lot
plot
of that could
point.
be on your. A lot of that could be on your theater though too.
No, it was definitely a lot of dark scenes. And then
No, I'm
on
saying
top
there
of
were
it,
dark scenes, but if it was too dark, then your theater should have adjusted for it. We get that complaint for horror movies quite often. So yeah. So
and then the other thing was unevolved plot points, right?
yeah.
So there's a lot of things that develop in this movie that you feel like it's going to go down a certain path, and then they just disappear within like 10 minutes. Like all the, yeah, I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, but there's some points in this movie where you're like, oh, okay, this is getting interesting now. This is crazy. Oh man, this is going to pop off. Something's going to happen from this, and it's just gone. Like it's just no explanation, no plot
1.1
development.
gigawatts.
It's like Jazz being the correct transformer in the Bayform movies, you know? It's just no development. So I just want to put that out there. But other than that, Nosferatu, the voice was cool. The story behind Nosferatu, like the legend story, was great. William Dafoe played, I mean, his role, he cracked me up sometimes because he was that eccentric, over the top, kind of like physician that looked into mystical ways of healing. So that was cool. That was great. So I just want, just gotta put that out there, man.
Of course,
Sorry,
you know.
Dreadpool.
Yep. We've got Sonic 3 coming out here soon, end of the month.
I thought it's out already.
It is out.
Is it? Then whoever did this website needs to update their shit. So.
What? I watched it twice in the movie theater. We was just talking about it, Paul.
I don't. I'm going.
It's all right. It's all right.
Paul don't care. You don't care.
But Paul, do we have any interviews coming up?
Not that I'm aware of. I've been kind of out of it since I got back because I've been sick. So
that's true. Yeah, you have been. I do want to say that we got a message from the Fast and Furious people. Tyrese Gibbons is interested in coming on the show. So I'm not sure if people. I don't know if people are fans of his.
Yeah. But are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
You know how he started? He started by singing on a Coca-Cola commercial.
Yep.
And then he became a singer. Then he became an actor.
I don't know. I had no idea.
Tyrese, right? Isn't that the one? He was also in one of the Halloween movies, wasn't he?
My sweet love for.
Wasn't he in? Well, he was in one of the cheesy Halloween movies too. The ones that we don't talk about.
The ones that we don't talk about. Yeah, probably. I probably haven't seen many of those either. So.
Yeah, if we get Tyrese on here, I'm down, man. That dude's that's pretty good. He's actually healing too after his divorce, so that's a big deal. He became a different person. He's no longer beefing with The Rock, so that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know about that celebrity beef stuff. I don't pay attention.
See, and he was in The Walking Dead. He was one of the actors there.
Okay, so there's a lot of interest. All right. Paul, I'll send you the details. You can work on it.
It was in Transformers. There you go.
But we're not going to talk about that.
He was in Four Brothers with Mark Wahlberg, which was a remake of
yes,
a John Wayne Western.
Well, he's in a lot of stuff.
I'm just saying he was in that one too, which I like that one because I like there was a remake of The Sons of Katie Elder. which is an old, John Wayne Western.
Huh, I'll check that out.
Yep.
Yeah, Dreadpool, listen. We got invited to CES, but I had no funds to go. So, but we got invited to CES. I would have loved to get some of the alloy with the what is it, that machine, like the cosplay that they had at the Sony booth. That looked so cool. I'm not gonna lie, that looked great.
No, it doesn't. It just looked like
Yeah, it looked no, it was
it
great.
just
The
looked like
alloy and the
it just looked like a Carlo thing.
you're just hating because it's
I'm
Team
just hating.
Blue.
I was
Yeah.
celebrating.
You're celebrating the 5070?
No, I was celebrating the Switch 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's true. You were. You were. I'm celebrating the 5070. That thing looks like a nice entry for the price.
We'll see.
I know AMD's already got a competitor to it, I heard.
Not interested in a new GPU right now, good sir. I'm interested in a Switch 2.
That's surprising because
I am. I just can't afford anything. So yeah.
My GPU is powerful enough to run for a while. I don't need a new one. But I need a new Switch.
Don't hate because we could celebrate. Gary Oldman Dracula was the best.
Shout out to 108 Dragons TV.
Yeah.
Hey,
So anybody, you guys got any other topics you want to bring up? Anything you want to talk to the audience about?
I think we exhausted all of our exciting news right now. We done went over Sonic 3, Superman, breaking all kinds of dumb records. Sonic 3 already got Sonic 4 locked in before Sonic 3 even came to the theaters. Sonic 4 is already announced. Then we talk about Switch 2. And then we talk about, who cares about Tom Holland, but you talk about that. But
You're just a Spider-Man hater. That's all it is.
I have no problem with Spider-Man. I just don't care.
Tom
Spider-Man Holland. Just who cares? Just making this Spider-Man, we'd be okay. It does not matter. It don't matter.
And then let's see what. Just for those who may not know, I doubt anybody watching it doesn't know that there is going to be a developer direct in a couple of weeks.
Oh yes,
yeah,
that's true. We're going to see some
with
Doom
one
Dark
surprise
Ages.
they're holding back apparently. So,
yeah, I'm curious what that could be.
I hope they don't ask to pull fingers.
Negative. Who's the negative panel host, John? Who's the negative one here?
Yeah, we're not negative. We just poke fun. We always poke fun and throw jabs.
What's up, Beck?
I'm surprised Paul hasn't came for me yet.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Cerebral Paul was in the chat. Lemon, Dreadpool, John, Yobi. Oh man, it's good to see you guys again. Timmy was in here as well. We're gonna try to be more consistent with this more than games thing that we got going on. We have some conventions upcoming as well. MegaCon. I'm hoping to see and meet with Alicia Silverstone. Listen, don't ask questions, but I loved Clueless when I was younger, and Alicia Silverstone was.
You are judged.
Alicia Silverstone was the person that I thought was amazing at the time. Like I thought she was super cool, so I always wanted to meet her.
I judge you.
Listen, I'm skipping all the Doctor Who cast. I'm skipping all the.
Which sucks, dude, because that's why I would want to go to MegaCon, because I'd like to see the Doctor Who cast.
Skipping the Transformers people, going straight to Alicia Silverstone.
No.
If. PK just face palmed me. Oh, wow. All right, PK, tell people where they can find you, the most electrified man in all YouTube land.
So you can find me on 4GQ and rubbing Paul's back.
Oof.
And
yeah.
Oh
no. Anyways, happy New Year, everyone. Thanks. It's good to be back. You know, I know I've been gone a while, and it happens. Everyone goes through things, and things happen. But I'm still alive, and I'm still here, and still vibing. So thanks for everyone coming out and kicking with us. We had a good time, good conversation. I wish Paul was here in the beginning because I wanted to hear everything Paul got to say because he like coming from my neck. But maybe next time, Paul.
I'm just not feeling well, so yeah, not in a.
I know. I get you. But I appreciate you coming through anyway.
Yep.
All right, Paul, tell people what you're up to and where they can find you when you're not hanging out with Elise Silverstone.
Yeah. You can find me on X. It's Cerebral Paul 1. Twitch at Cerebral Paul. And here, I'm editor for lordsofgaming.net. And that's about it right now. And also Wasted Replies on Fridays. But like I said, I've gotta reevaluate some stuff, figure out what I'm doing. So
And also, Paul is up to doing a pineapple pizza stream. If you donate enough to him, he will do it. He will also do.
Hey,
he
that
didn't-
$1,000 thing rolled over at the end of December, so it starts over from zero now, bitches.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Listen to Paul there, a little confident in himself.
No,
All
not
right, everybody.
confident. I'm just saying that yearly fundraiser thing that ended on December 31st. Them's the rules.
Oh,
They
man.
start back from zero for Extra Life on January 1.
Well, everyone, thank you for coming out, hanging out, supporting, chatting with us. We're going to continue to try to drop more content and more shorts, cosplays as well. Stuff from the YouTube Creators Collective that we are part of. And maybe some of Dreadpool's beard in those camera shots at YouTube Creators Collective. I don't know. That could happen. But thank you for watching. Check us out, 4GQ TV, on everything.